It's supposed to be 1,000 million degrees today here in Northern California. Actually about 100. So I brought my mask today, and I might be wearing it. I don't know what their rules are. I might be wearing it for the rules, but it won't be for health reasons. I think I'll probably be wearing it to offset the normal pungent aroma that you get at a Comic Con that's going to be exacerbated by this 100-degree weather. Hey YouTube, Joel Pal Bromine. Hey YouTube, it's Joel Pal Bromine. I'm on the road here, heading to a local Comic Con. First Comic Con I've been to in about a year and a half since the lockdown. Actually, I went to an anime con, which was pretty uneventful. I think back in February, they had like two comic vendors. Everything else was anime stuff. Anyways, this con is in Lodi, California. If any of you are CCR fans, you recognize that name. Anyways, yeah, so we're heading to Lodi, to the fairgrounds, I think they're called the Grape Festival Fairgrounds. It's a decent facility. They have a pinball convention there once a year. They haven't had it since the lockdown. But yeah, it's a pretty cool place. I've been to a Comic Con there once. It was all right. Decent size, decent value. They had wrestling there, which is kind of cool. In fact, I think Ted DiBiase is one of the guests. The $1 Million Man is one of the guests at the con. So the quote-unquote biggest name I saw there is the artist for Stray Dogs. I think Tony Fleeks. I think his first name's Tony. I'll probably edit that out. Anyways, so I have like 2, 3, and 4 of Stray Dogs. I haven't read them yet because I want to get issue 1. Haven't been able to find it here in town. And actually online, it's kind of sold out too unless you want to pay super high prices. And so I really think I should be able to find one of the later prints for a decent price. So I'll look here at the con. But anyways, I forgot them. I'm out of my groove here for Comic Cons. It was a little crazy this morning at the Bromine house.
His name is John Cena.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now.
Anyways, I'm heading out there now, and hopefully I will get some footage. If not, I will come back later and show you what I picked up. Anyways, let's get some scenery of beautiful Northern California as I drive, and if YouTube lets me, we'll play some CCR. If not, you guys are going to get treated by a little serenade from your old pal Bromine. Alright, so I just parked. There's a fucking line at this place. The last time I came here 2 years ago, whenever, there was nobody here. So I didn't videotape the line. Hopefully it's still there so you can see, but oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yes, this line is for purchasing.
All right, guys, back in the office here. Got my stack of books. Wanted to give you some quick impressions of the Comic Con. First of all, it was hot. It was at least, I think it was 95 when I was driving home. It was probably pushing 100 outside, and in those buildings there was no ventilation. There were a few fans, so it was pretty musty in there. The second thing, there weren't a ton of comic vendors. There was plenty. There was an average amount, but it's a Comic Con. I expect there to be more comic vendors than toy vendors, but there were lots. I would say there were more pop vendors than even comic vendors. So it's interesting. I guess that's kind of a turn that the hobby is taking, is that, you know, people want their collectibles. I think a lot of the people that were there initially were there, you know, not necessarily for comics, maybe for the pop culture aspect of it. And they left pretty quick. And that was the third thing. It was packed when I first got there. I think I showed a little shot of the line. Well, inside the first building, there were like 3 or 4 buildings. In the first building, where everybody was going into first, like, it was, you could barely walk through somebody. I went into one of the other buildings that they had stuff in, and that was a lot nicer. It was more spread out, and it was easier to kind of maneuver around. Anyways, good things. It was great to get out there again and dig through long boxes. It's one of the things I really enjoy about this hobby, is looking for something or be on the hunt and finding something cool. And so that's kind of why I like the bargain bins. That's why I like digging through long boxes, because you never know what you're going to find. You find something that will fill in a run, or find something, hey, this looks interesting. I wanted to read this way back when, but I didn't want to spend $4 on it. I can pick this up for 50 cents or $1 now. Now I can read it. Anyways, let's take a look at the books. I don't want to bore you guys too much. This first stack, let's see, I wrote down that I got these for about 70 cents each. I think they were $1 a piece, and then they gave you a deal if you bought more. So it was probably like 7 for 10 or something like that. So let's take a look at what we got. JLA number 4. Uncanny X-Men 48. And this one's beat up pretty bad. A lot of these are kind of beat up, but Uncanny X-Men is not one of my main collections. Uncanny 149. I try to pick it up when I can find the books cheap. 150. You can see this one is kind of yellowed here. So these are all kind of beat up, but they were 70 cents. What am I? Am I gonna turn that down? New X-Men number 130. Needed that to help fill a run. A lot of these I actually got lucky. These are things that I needed to fill in little gaps here and there. Superman 215. Batman and Robin, All-Star Batman and Robin, number 5. Ultimates number 1. He's got it listed here, $7. I got it for, like I said, 70 cents. I don't think it's worth $7, maybe. I don't know. This one was interesting. I wasn't sure. It looked like a reprint. I didn't really look in the inside till I got home. And I think this was reprinted in like 1999. It's pretty clean, even for 1999. It's probably not worth anything, but it was 70 cents. And again, it's got a lot of different stories in it, so I think they'll be good for the kids. All-Star Batman and Robin number 1. And All-Star Superman number 1. These ones don't go for a lot, but they're good. I like the stories, and so if I find them for cheap, I'll pick them up. Civil War number 1. Number 3. number 4, number 5, and number 6. And you notice I'm missing number 2 in this run. I looked everywhere in those boxes. I couldn't find number 2 or number 7. But number 2 would have been nice, at least gotten, 1 through 6. Funny story, on Facebook, I'm on a local comic book, group, and some guy was showing books that he got at this Comic Con, and he had a couple complete runs of Civil War, including a few copies of number 2. So I wonder if he was at the same vendor as I was, and he picked up those copies before I got them. Don't know, but oh well. All right, Uncanny Avengers number 27, number 25, number 23, number 9, and I got a bunch of Secret Avengers here. Number 34, 35, 36, 33, it's a cool cover, 17, 16, 10, number 3, and number 2. And this is exactly what I like to do, is these kind of what I consider side Avengers or B-team Avengers books that don't want to pay, how much was this originally? $4. I'll probably get like the first couple of issues, maybe first 3 or 4 to finish off the first story arc. And then I just wait and hope I can find them in the dollar bins. And luckily, for the most part, a lot of these do end up in the dollar bins. All right, that's the first set of books. I don't know where I'm going to put these. All right, next set here. I got these for $1 each. No deal on these, but well, $1's a deal, but no better deal. Brave and the Bold. Number was at 145. I pick up these Brave and the Bolds for my kids. I like that they have a Batman story and then maybe a story with a character that they're not really familiar with. I don't know how many they've actually read of these, but I've got a pretty good stack of them when they eventually want to read them. Star Wars number 10. I think this was probably grouped. It was one of those polybag things from Sears or something. Number 75. Wonder Man number 8. JLA 21 and 23. New Teen Titans 31. 27. 25. 21. Did I say 21 before? It must have been 31. Or it was 31. 21. Power Man in Iron Fist, number 60. Again, this must have been, I don't know why this is crossed out. I don't know if that's because it was polybagged or if it was a direct edition. I don't remember what that means. All-Star Squadron, number 46. Cyberforce, number 1, 2, 3, 4. $1 is usually a little bit more than I'd want to pay for these these 90s image books like this. I've never owned any of the Cyberforce, and I am a fan of Mark Silvestri, so it's kind of why I picked those up. And I had been looking for those at a relatively cheap price, and I figured $1 is about what the cheapest prices are going for now, so picked them up. Star Wars number 27. X-Men number 7. The Hobbit. Now this is the second book in The Hobbit. I didn't see books 1 or 2. I saw a ton of these. I saw maybe 20 of these in the dollar bins. Come to find out, this is a $10 book on eBay. I wish I would have picked up some more. Would have been nice to sell those and go buy 10 more dollar books. And then a couple more Brave and the Bold. It's number 165 and 199. All right, so those were all $1. What else do we got here? All right, these 5, I have a note, they were 60 cents each. These ones, the guy, I didn't realize the dollar books were 50 cents. They were actually 50 cents, or I probably would have bought more. And then he had some $2 ones, and I picked up one $2 one. This was not 50% off. It was still $2. So Dazzler number 7. Moon Knight. Really cool cover here. It does have a little bit of browning here, but I really like that cover. And it was $1. Moon Knights are going for so much right now that if you can pick those up for that cheap, you gotta grab them. Dazzler number 4. It's got a big line through it. I thought this line was on the bag, but it's actually on the book. Oh well. Alpha Flight 68. And then Spidey Super Stories. This one's really beat up, but I just recently saw this on another YouTube comic haul. I can't remember who it is. I'm going to flash their name here. And unfortunately, I'm sorry I can't shout you out because I don't remember who it is, but we'll flash your name here on the screen when I figure out who it is. Anyways, it's the first appearance of Negative Spider-Man. So I thought that was interesting. I saw that on a YouTube video, found this in the dollar bin, or the 50-cent bin. It's really beat up, but it was more of a novelty to pick here. These ones were a deal. These came out to about 68 cents each. So I think, again, these were like 7 for 10 or something like that. All New X-Men, number 9. No, I have 10 here. Let's put them in order. Number 10. Number 11. And number 12. This is a pretty cool one. It's beat up a little bit, but you can find a Bronze Age Avengers number 154 for 68 cents. I think you pick it up. I believe that's a Kirby cover as well. Yeah, JK. This one I put in my pile hoping I could find the rest of the limited series, but I didn't find it in that box. But something to look for in another one. X-Men in the Micronauts, number 2. And then I picked up a bunch of Moon Knights, which I thought was great. I got these for all 68 cents. Number 27. Number 37. Number 27. Number 53. Number 15. Number 16. And number 5. I got X-Men number 14. Some more Teen Titans. Number 5. Number 40. Phantom Stranger from the 80s. Mike Mignola art on this one. Number 1. A couple Power Man and Iron Fist. Number 95. 108. And 115. This one I got just because the cover was cool. And I think if depending on how many I bought, then I got a cheaper price. So Wolverine, or Marvel Comics presents Wolverine 134. And I got this one because it's got Wolverine and Spider-Man. What's that, number 48? And then I found another Brave and the Bold, number 142. Okay, so this last set, these are actually $3 books. They were $5, but then it was 3 for 10. I think that works out. So they were $3.33 books. I think for the most part, there's still a pretty good deal on these. Superman number 1. I believe this is the continuation of the Man of Steel limited series from the 80s. Uncanny X-Men 248. This is Jim Lee's first art on the X-Men. Seen better days. A lot of spine ticks here, but I think it's still a good book to have. This one I overpaid. This is a $1 book. It's the True Believers line from Marvel, and I thought this was a variant cover for the new Star Wars volumes by Marvel, but it turns out this is Star Wars Classic, which I think are probably either reprints of the newspaper cartoons they had, or maybe it's even just the first Marvel Star Wars. But it was a $1 comic, and it's still only worth $1, and I paid $3 for it. Champions number 7. This one's beat up pretty good, but I needed it for my run. $3 is pretty good for those Champions books. Adventure Time. This one was for my kids. They're into, or my older son is reading Adventure Time books, so I'm trying to find some comics for him. What If, number 32. This is more of a kind of a speculation. It is an Avengers book, so I do pick those ones up when I see them. But these What Ifs are kind of, the market's kind of going with them right now, so trying to pick those up if I find them. And then I get 3 more Uncanny X-Men. 173. This one's got a nice big fold in it, but pretty classic Wolverine cover. 159 and 162. And these were $3 books. All right, so the last 2 things I got here are some Silver Age Avengers. They're pretty beat up, but this is probably the going price. You can get this grade of Silver Age Avengers book. They wouldn't negotiate on either of these. Avengers number 34. A lot of spine wear here. It does feel like it's rolled a little bit. But, you know, it's a decent book. You know, what's the saying? Low grade's better than no grade. So fill these ones in the collection. And then number 66. This one looks like it actually might have a tear here, which I didn't see before. And there's definite some water damage here. But, you know, you do what you can. This guy's got a note here. First time adamantium was called. You know, everything's a key issue now. It's a little crazy, but regardless, that's probably the price this book is going at this grade. So I don't feel like even with the wear on it that I got a bad deal on this. Anyways, those are the books I got at this Comic Con. I did find out that there's a big Comic Con coming in San Jose at the end of August. San Jose is about 2 hours from me. So I think if I have the time free, I think I'll be making a journey down there. It's put on by the people that used to do the big WoW Comic Con also in San Jose. And that was a really good con. I would say that's a comic book collector's con. There were vendors galore there, and mostly comic vendors. So it's only one day, but I think that's just kind of how things are going right now. So we'll try to get up there. It's a Sunday. Try to get there early and, you know, look at some books. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This video has gone on for a long time. Let me know what cons you guys are planning on going to this summer, or if you've already gone to any, and what kind of books you're looking for. You're looking for bargain books. You're looking to buy some high grade books. What kind of shopping are you going to be doing this summer? All right, guys, thanks a lot, and I will see you next time.
Just about a year ago, I set out on the road, seeking my fame and fortune, looking for a pot of gold. Things got bad and things got worse, I guess you know the tune. Oh Lord, we're stuck in Lodi again. Oh yeah.